Hey everyone, it's Jack from Atlantis Water Gardens. Today we're in Rockaway, New Jersey, and we've got a pond that's going to get a complete tear out and rebuilt. The homeowner Maria actually built this by herself with a little bit of help. She did a great job. The problem is it's not totally finished on the inside. A lot of bare liner showing. She did have some groundwater issues. We're not sure if the waterfall was leaking going underneath, but the whole liner was floating from beneath the pond. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear this entire pond out and give it some new life. We're going to reshape it. Right now it's kind of a rectangular shape. We're going to give it some curves. She definitely wants a feeding rock over here to be able to sit on the edge, put her feet in the water. She's very much into aquatic plants. So lilies and marginal plants are going to be what this pond's all about. The waterfall right now is facing her back door. She sits on this deck back here and takes that in. So we're going to replicate that in our own style. So we're going to be about 3 feet high in elevation from the back, which means since this is flat, we're going to have to build a rock retaining wall behind this entire waterfall to keep this elevation up and to hold all the dirt in place. Because right now what's happening is they kind of put their waterfall box in here and it's all just eroding away. We got plumbing sticking out, all that kind of stuff. And you know when we're done, you won't see any of that. I got Rob, Kevin, those guys came down from Tranquility Scapes in Long Island. They're gonna give us a hand this week. And I got my man Drew, he's gonna be taking over here shortly. And Boley's, I don't know, off in the bushes someplace. I'm excited about this because when we pulled up, Maria was almost jumping out of her skin. The fact that we're here to actually make this happen for her today. She is super excited. Hope you are too. Let's get it rolling.
Okay, what we've done here, that old pond is gone. We've made a pile of all the old stones here on the driveway. We laid down fabric and plywood. You can see that this is a very newly paved asphalt driveway, so we didn't want to cause any damage. Plus, the machine had a track across from over there where we dropped it from the trailer. So we're protecting their property at all costs. What we're doing now is basically leveling off our grade around the pond because she had a water intrusion or water underneath the pond before, so we needed to bring our grade up. So any water that does run off the driveway or runs from back there will kind of hit this and then flow away from it, as opposed to just wanting to sink into it. Water always finds the lowest point, so we're going to change that and raise it up so she doesn't have an issue with the liner floating. Here, the way we start our excavation is based solely on the water level. So the first thing we do is set our skimmer, and then inside here, this is the Aquascape 1000 skimmer. This is the overflow. So this is the maximum amount of water that's going to hold in the pond before it fills into this tube and goes into the drain. So we use this height to tell us how deep we need to excavate for shelf number 1, and then also how deep we have to go for the bottom. So our first shelf is 12 inches, bottom is 24, so it's a 2-foot deep pond. Waterfall is going to have a total elevation on the far side of about 3 feet with 2 or 3 cascades as it enters into the pond. Okay, I showed you guys the excavated pond, so now we've got our underlayment and then our EPDM liner right on top. You can see it's formed to the shape that we carved out below it there. What I'm going to work on now is on the far side here, and we're going to be attaching the liner to the faceplate of the skimmer, and then from there we can just start rocking the pond backwards. It's hard to believe, but in 2.5 hours, we have almost rocked in the entire pond. Let me show you. Utilizing some of the stones from the old pond, plus about, I don't know, 4 tons of boulders we took in this morning. This pond is just about completely rocked in. You can see we've even got our final spillway framed out on either side. This is gonna be awesome. There's gonna be a flood of water coming over that spillway. 1 light to light that up. We also have 2 lights in the pond and another one for up in the upper spillway. But look at the rock work so far here. A good mixture of big stones, round stones, small stones, flat stones. And Boley's working on setting one over here. With the 1000 skimmer, it comes with this faux rock lid, and this just kind of fits right around the rocks that we selected to put in front of it here. It's also framing out on the inside so you don't see any of the components. We're gonna do some smaller tight rock work in there. So looking from in here, the water just flows right through this little channel right into the pump. A little bit of smaller rock work. We're gonna hide this face completely. A little bit of gravel, that's just totally gonna disappear. Shelves are gonna disappear. She wants room to put in a lot of aquatic plants, some hardy water lilies, some lotus. But today is, let's say what day is it? Wednesday? And it's about 90 degrees already in April. We're not ready for this.
Today we are going to be putting a cantilever flagstone right here, which is going to look awesome. We're going to be doing all the edge work. Bolivar's already up there working on the waterfall, doing an amazing job. You can see he's sealing it up with some of our waterfall foam so that way all that water actually pushes over the front of the rocks so we can get as much flow as possible out of this pump that we have. It is a Aqua Surge 3000, so we are going to be making sure that we get every last bit of flow off of it. So I wanted to show you guys our cantilever stone. This is about 2 inches thick. It's a piece of flagstone that we took from the yard. It is going to sit maybe an inch or so over the edge of the pond, and it is going to be a great rock for the little kids to sit on. The homeowner mentioned that she has nieces and nephews that are going to love this pond, and they want to dangle their feet in there and sit there with the fishes coming up to them. So this is going to be a good rock for that, and it's going to be perfect. It's not too tall, it's not too big, it's nothing absurd. It is just right. So far, we've got this cantilever stone set. It is leveled, pitched backwards just a little bit so there's no water sitting there puddling. It's gonna roll off the back, not into the pond, which is great. We've done a lot of edging work. Over here, just needs some dirt to cover up the rest of that liner. I am working on putting in our irrigation boxes for our electrical. For these lights, we drill, let me show you. I'm gonna end up cutting this about halfway up, and I'm gonna drill 1 hole in it because we have 1 line over here, and it is gonna go into the box, and it's gonna make servicing these lights so easy. And it's gonna be the same thing over here. We have 1, 2, 3, and then number 4 over there. They're all gonna come to this general area in this box. I'm gonna take a drill, I'm gonna make 4 holes in this box, and all of our connections will be in there. It is gonna be so easy for Rich when he comes to service this. He'll know where everything is. That is just one of the tricks of the trade that makes your life so much easier when you come back to do any kind of service on a pond you just built. We are almost done. All these edges are done. We just have that spot right there, Bolivar is doing an awesome job in the back. Let me show you guys. He's working on these outcropping rocks. He just placed a bunch in there for now. He's gonna start moving them around, getting them where he likes. We're gonna make sure that this biofalls is hidden super well, because that is one of those things that you don't wanna see, a big plastic tub protruding out of the ground. So we're gonna cover it up, get some rocks in it, make sure it looks super natural. But this thing's coming together so well. All right, guys, we just finished up this pond. We're just doing a little bit of cleanup, but this thing's filling and it's ready to go. It needs about another half an hour, so we're gonna let it fill, but I can't wait to show you guys what Bolivar, Rob, and Drew did. I was only here for cleanup, really, so I'm not taking any credit, but these guys did an amazing job. Let me show you.